The pros and cons of being a wife. Being a wife can be both rewarding and challenging. There are pros and cons to the role of being a wife. This video will explore some of the pros and cons of being a wife. Some of the benefits include 1. Having someone to take care of you, having someone who loves you unconditionally. 2. Feeling loved is being part of a team, having someone to support you when you need it most, and feeling loved. 3. Don't compare yourselves with others in your marriage. Your marriage should be about enjoying the company of one another, rather than competing against one another for time or things. 4. Consider your relationship with your spouse's parents. Ask yourself if you have a strong marriage at all because you understand one another, as well as what you can give to one another in this relationship and not just about what your loved one can give to you. 5. Be honest with one another and don't try to hide anything. This includes your feelings, past, failures, and successes. 6. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. It's vital that you remain healthy and well so that your spouse knows they can depend on you 100%. 7. Have patience with one another. As hard as it might be, wait for their efforts to show themselves and don't push them too much. 8. Be open when discussing things that bother you or problems that arise in the relationship. Tell your spouse what's bothering you and ask them how they feel about the situation. There are also some challenges that come with being a wife. 1. Wife is not getting enough time for yourself as well as not getting enough time for your career or personal goals. 2. Feeling lonely without your spouse around all the time. 3. Not being able to do things on your own anymore without worrying about how they will affect your spouse's feelings or moods. 4. And feeling like you're responsible for everything that happens in the family while your spouse is off doing their own thing sometimes. 5. Marriage is a journey that changes over time, and no two journeys are the same. 6. Not being able to do things you can learn to live with and grow from, or things that may be too much for you to handle. 7. It's important to remember that your spouse is not perfect, and neither are you. 9. There will be times when things are hard, but the key is to find ways to make it work between you. How to be a great wife: 8 qualities that show you care. It's not always easy to show your partner that you care. But it doesn't have to be hard, either. Here are 8 qualities that show you care. 1. You listen and pay attention when they talk. A key component of any good relationship is listening to the other person. When someone is talking to us, we listen and pay attention. We take in what they are saying and respond appropriately. 2. You ask about your wife's day and then listen to what they say. A great wife listens to the questions and reflects back on what they're hearing. It's important to remember that a marriage is only as good as what they can do. 3. You don't interrupt them when they're talking or change the subject before they finish telling you what's on their mind. In the modern world, interrupting is a key component of communication. However, this can display a lack of interest in that person. There are some exceptions to this, but in general it's best just to wait until they're finished. Because of this, avoid saying any of the following phrases when you are trying to talk to someone. Excuse me. Is this a good time? Sorry to interrupt. 4. You take an interest in their hobbies and interests, even if they're not your thing. Some people can be difficult to get to know on a personal level even if you're married to them. However, there are some things you can do that may help break down their walls. 5. You offer support when it's needed, like if they're feeling down or need help with something that's difficult for them to do themselves. As a person's wife, it is important to offer support at the right time. You should be there to comfort them or help them when they need it most. This can include things like being there when they are feeling down. 6. You don't judge them for their mistakes or failures; instead, you encourage them to try again and do better next time. You ask how you can help, even if your spouse has not asked for your help. You push yourself to do your best in the areas that are most important to you and make sacrifices when necessary. 7. If there is a subject that makes them feel uncomfortable, you're willing to withdraw from the conversation and change the subject if they want. You want to know what the most important thing is in a relationship? Communication. You don't want to be talking about something that makes them uncomfortable. You would never say something that made them feel judged, because you're not going to hurt them. 8. You don't chastise or lecture them on their mistakes. Instead, ask them to reflect on their actions and then offer a solution. I see that you are angry because of this or that happens in the relationship. 9. You try to challenge your spouses and make their lives more interesting by offering new experiences, opportunities. Recently, people have been turning to spouses for new experiences, opportunities, and memories. There is a rise in activities that allow people to spend one-on-one time with their loved ones. Adventure is just one of the many things couples can do together. 10. When your spouses win an award in front of everyone else, you don't pump your fist in the air or jump around and act excited like they just did something great. You stay cool, calm and collected until they come over to tell you congratulations. Why being a wife is the best life choice you can make today. In today's world, being a wife has never been more important. It is a woman's duty to take care of her family and home. The first reason why being a wife is the best life choice you can make today is because it builds your character. A woman who takes on the role of a wife becomes more confident in herself and her abilities. She learns to be independent from other people, and she learns how to be responsible for someone else. All of these traits are necessary for any successful woman in society. Secondly, being a wife provides stability for your family. The man needs someone to take care of him, and his children need someone who will always love them unconditionally. This person must be their mother or father, their own mother or father, not their stepmother. Thirdly, being a wife is more fulfilling than just being a husband. A woman works hard to provide for her family, and all that the man does is provide for their family indirectly. A woman cares for and nurtures her children through pregnancy, childbirth, and raising them. Women are more likely to be fairer in complexion than men. Thank you for watching What Makes a Wife, a Wife? And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, please.